Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know I've been gone for quite a few weeks, almost like I think it's over a month now. But I actually moved. I got this new cozy apartment. Um, and yeah, I started med school, which is super exciting. But still at least at this moment in time, looking to put out some more content. And now that I actually have everything set up in my apartment, I can do that. Usually I do the Apex assessments at the beginning of the new season or the new split, but obviously I was moving and stuff like that. But now is actually a perfect time because I think there's one change in this patch notes that genuinely broke the game. Seeing everybody complain, and yeah, we'll get right to it. I'm not gonna go through everything because obviously, like, the patch has been out for almost a week now, and like people have gotten used to a lot of the changes. But I just want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think some of the changes that Apex like looked out to do this fix was good, but some of them was like a little bit scary, you know. First off, starting with the legends, the big stuff for Ballistic is that they nerfed him but buffed him at the same time. So like he does a lot more damage with his tactical, and he, like, if you overheat you get hit for 50 damage. But now there's like a perk where it can silence you, and there's also like default amount of tacticals is 2 again. But if you get hit by a tactical, it's not like you just can't play the game. You can switch to your other weapon. I lost a clutch literally like last night when I got hit by it, but I had my SMG out already. So I had to switch to my flatline, and I like outplayed the hell out of this team, and it just like didn't work out because I couldn't switch my gun to finish the kill after I had the person 1 HP, and I took too much damage. But it is what it is. Ballistic is Ballistic. It's always a frustrating character when he's in meta. When he's out of meta, it's like nobody plays him and you don't have to worry about him. Especially when you get to like the ranks that I usually play at, which is like diamond and above. But yeah, Pathfinder, I think everybody loves the Pathfinder change. This is probably the best part of the entire patch. It didn't feel like they made him overpowered. They just brought him like up to line with the rest of the other characters, to be honest. And yeah, just tucking his legs in with the zip line, being able to have like 2 tech charges at the base. Now you don't have to get a perk for that. Everything's a flat 20. So like if you were bad at Pathfinder, you're still going to be bad at Pathfinder. But if you're good at Pathfinder, this is just a massive buff, because all the good Pathfinder players wasn't necessarily hitting those like 8-second grapples. They were hitting the ones that were like 30-35 seconds, which were truly crippling, because once you used it once, it was like you had to wait an eternity to get it back. And it almost made it so people always got the zipline one. I know I saw somebody like Caution, who's one of the biggest Pathfinder content creators. I believe he said that he doesn't even take the soft landing perk that they added, but they basically have a perk for him to get Horizon passives, and they also made it so that all the beacon perks that he gets all the perks of those characters, not just to be ability to scan those specific beacons. Massive quality of life change to Pathfinder. He's way better now. People are using him again, so that's awesome. He still has a problem of being a giant fish when he moves, but yeah, that's that. This is probably the ugliest part of the entire patch, and specifically, it's not anything else. I really don't think any of these changes are that bad outside of this one, which is improving the slow on hit should now halt faster moving legends more effectively, right? Because you have to keep in mind that they had buffed Seer before this, and they mentioned this in the dev note, that they had buffed him, people started playing him again, and then his usage rate went back in the toilet again, even though they use him in pro play. Because in pro play, everything gets magnified, right? And the problem with Seer is that they made it when they buffed him that you can choose a perk tree where you get your attack faster when you're in like the ult, and you can also get 2 ults for your purple, 2 tacticals for your purple perk. So how that plays out is that essentially if you're in your Seer ult, because it takes like about 2 seconds to throw out the tactical anyway, so it takes 4 seconds between every tactical, right? But if you have 2 of them, it's basically you have a Seer scan every 2 seconds, and the activation is 2 seconds. So it feels like you have infinite Seer scans when you're in Seer ult. You could get literally like Q somebody like maybe like 7-8 times, and when you have multiple Seer teams in meta, you can legitimately get like Seer scanned over 20 times in endgame if everybody's using a Seer ult. It's extremely oppressive, and yeah, it's just broken. It feels like it's breaking the game, this specific change. Everything else I actually don't think is that bad. like increasing the activation speed and fixing all of these like quality of life stuff. I view this almost entirely as quality of life. Like I liked it when Seer was like back in the day where you can slide jump and ADS and like be able to use it and get the scan off before you hit the ground and able to keep your momentum while you're running. Everything that they did, like I don't like when they nerf characters and also make them feel clunky to use. Like I felt like that passive wasn't game breaking at all, being able to move regularly and like sear scan as you're running. Um, and it was also a timing thing. It was a skill thing for you to be able to do that. It took like a rhythm to do it. It felt like you were like drumming or something. You just run 3 steps, slide jump, like throw your hands up, scan it, and then let it come back down. It was definitely like a skillful thing to do, and I'm glad that increasing the activation speed, I know it makes it a little bit more noob friendly, but it also makes it so that you can do that again. But the even reducing the delay between the launch and hit, it reduces the amount of counterplay. I think that's the biggest difference between this that like makes it really hard, because sometimes you'd see somebody, you first of all, like the seer scan is actually really loud, so if somebody starts scanning around them, it's impossible for you to not hear the seer. But the fact that like when he throws it out, you don't have any time to dodge it, that's also pretty rough. But yeah, the most crippling thing is not being able to move. Like no matter what you're doing, it's almost like Valkstun where you get grounded and you just like can barely move. Like it's just really, really, really bad. Like if you're caught out in the open, it's just GG's, you're dead. Like, there's nothing else for you to do. And the worst part about it is that because of you having 2 attacks now, you get slowed to the point where you're basically in the same place by the time the other attack comes out, and then you get slowed again. So even if you're like, oh, I get slow, but maybe I can get out on 1 HP, you get slowed again and you're just done. It's just over. It's just like, it feels like if you're not paying the character, you lose. And Apex is never in a great space when it feels like if you play the character, you lose. I think some people might hate this. I think that Seer Ultimate low-key actually needed this. Like having like a scan just when you drop the ult to scan everybody, I think that's a beautiful thing. Because what people used to do is they used to rat you in your own Seer ult, which I think is kind of like defeats the purpose of the character. Where it's like you see a scare like ult come up and everybody just crouches in place. Everybody does the mannequin challenge, and it's like it discourages people to do the mannequin challenge and encourages them to play the game. Like either like try to remove your team from the ult, or if you are in the ult, try to play for aggressive play together. So even if they have wall hacks on you, maybe you can overwhelm somebody. So I think, and also obviously if you like know where the center of the Seer ult is and you have like an angle on it, you can also try to destroy it. But that's also a skill check thing where it's like great Seers won't put the ult in a position where it's easy for them to be broken. So yeah. With the Axel, I don't know, man. I feel like if you gut how fast the tactical goes, then you just defeat the character. But I do think the changes that they made, there's just so many easy workarounds. Like if you really want to have 2 tacticals, you just throw it on your tactical and then you use it whenever you feel like you're in danger, and then you have your other tactical to get back to where you were. So you can still make aggressive plays and stuff like that if you're like poking first and then about to make a play on somebody. So that changes stuff, but it doesn't change everything. And the thing that like hurt the most about like nerfing her tactical is that they didn't do anything with her ultimate. So like, yes, I know they say they make it in a parabolic arc, and it's like, okay, so I guess that fixes something, but really and truly, like the parabolic ult doesn't really matter if like you get hit with it while you're popping a bat or popping a medkit or stuff. You still get popped straight up in the air and you die for free. So I personally think that Apex should nerf the Kickstarter like HP. There's no reason, in my opinion, for a heat-seeking drone ultimate to have more HP than a Horizon ult that you just throw down and sits there and breaks to not only enemy like damage but also friendly damage, like friendly nades and stuff like that. Like that is very silly to me, and I'll never understand having the ult basically be 200 HP. Like, and then on top of that, that was the thing that I was talking about where it makes it worse, is because you nerfed the other blue perk, now everybody chooses the double ult perk. So like I literally had a game yesterday where Bangalore, like I wasn't expecting him to be there, and I ulted the Bangalore twice on the rock, and I was healing when he got hit with the first Axel ult, and then the second Axel ult I killed him. And I was like telling my friend, like, yeah, that guy's molding. That guy probably turned up the game for the rest of the day because you just can't do anything. There's no counterplay. Like, Even if you break one, like your mag goes out and then another one's in your face and you're dead. Unless your teammate can find a way to cover for you and hit the thing for 200 damage that just got sent out like 2 feet away from you in a split second, then you're just dead. You're just dead. Like, people who are using it like effectively and like capitalizing on advantages, or even like capitalizing on disadvantages, like, oh, you're chasing somebody but like they either need to shoot you to try to get you before you get away, or they need to shoot the drone. Like, it makes a big difference and it adds a lot of frustration mechanics. And I think Apex should stay away from frustration mechanics in the game. So these are probably like the ugliest part of the entire like thing. Like, them I know is a nerf, but like the results of it, and also what it did with the tactical with Seer, like, crazy. Everything else, like, Conduit's a hard thing to balance. Like, I felt like they just buffed Conduit to like nerf her 2 days later, and it's like, I don't know. You make Conduit feel so good and then so unrewarding, but it's also like Conduit is such a game breaking like character because it gives you instant HP, and that's like something that you can debate whether or not that's healthy for the game, because like people play off of like knowing how much damage they do to you, and like they'll cross like open space, or they'll cross like, or they make different actions based on like how much damage they do to you, because it's like safer when they know you have to heal, or if you re-peak you're low HP and it's an easy kill, you know? So it's just like a fundamental part of how the game is played, and if that's like an element to it, is really hard to balance. But I don't know. I don't know like what to say about it, because like it sounds cosmetic, but how it actually plays is that like Conduit feels useless because you barely heal at all before the person walks up on you and kills you. So I don't know. I really don't know. For all the weapons, like the Hemlock thing is fine. I honestly think that the turbocharged Nemi, it's like, I know people can like freak out about a new gun having something like that. When I'm playing the game, it still feels like a lot of people are using the Hemlock, and a lot of people are using like other guns apart from the turbocharged Nemi. Especially because the energy ammo is like not as prolific on the ground, so it's harder to find like people with mags and stuff like that. And everything else, like I genuinely don't really care about. Probably the best part of this entire, like quite literally this entire patch, was making it so that the ranked rotation in Stormpoint World's SG District, this is the ranked rotation that Sweats have been begging for what feels like a lifetime, and we finally have it. Like, ever since E District came out, everybody wanted this to be the ranked rotation all the time. So the fact that they finally gave us a split with this is amazing, but it's just undermined so much by the impact of what Seer has on the game. Like, it really feels game broken, and I'm hoping that they find a way to nerf him. I think the biggest nerf they need to make is reducing the slow. I don't think his character needs the slow, especially because with your character, with Seer, when he hits you, he silences you. So any movement character like a Wraith, like a Axel, like a Horizon, like a Pathfinder, any skirmisher, anything, even Ash, like, you can't use any of your abilities when you get Seer scanned. So what's the point of also slowing you and making it so you can't play the game if you're always already committed to the fight? Because once they scan you and they're right on top of you, you're committed to the fight. There's like nothing you can do because you don't have any of your movement abilities. So you might as well like turn around and see if you can fight for yourself and ask for your teammates to shoot for you. So like, the slow is just unnecessary. The slow just like adds frustration mechanics, and it's really, really bad. Whether or not you want to change stuff to the ult, I don't think you really need to. And I definitely don't think you need to like touch any of the passive stuff. The passive is fine. It doesn't feel oppressive. It's really just the slow. The slow is terrible. And also, I guess there's an interaction with the ult, so technically this is part of the ult. I think it's really hard for people to deal with having two Seer tacticals as like a default, and also having it so that the ult allows you to get it back so fast. So I think maybe you want to nerf a perk. Like, if you nerf the perk so that instead of it's like you can get like 7 or 8 scans out in one ultimate, that you can get out maybe like 4. Even 4 sounds oppressive, but you know what I mean, like 4 in a like 20 to 30 second period. Like, I feel like that's more doable than what you have it right now. I don't know if the answer is removing the 2 like tac perk altogether, but I think even if you're getting scanned every 4 seconds instead of every 2 seconds, it doesn't fix anything. I really think you legitimately need to like, 1, remove the slow, but 2, like make it so that like that perk is like nerfed completely. And I think it's the blue perk where you get the tac like faster. Another thing you can do is like what Apex tends to do all the time, which is they make it so that like they switch the like priority of the ults so that you have to choose one or the other. So like I remember like I don't remember which character it is, but for example, you can do the thing where you make it so that you get your attack faster in your ult instead of a blue perk, making it a purple perk, and making the perk where you get shield on tactical as your blue perk, and just switching those so that you have to either choose, do I want to have 2 tacticals or do I want to get my tactical faster in my ult? Because then people have to have a choice. And I think even if you do that, you still have to nerf it, because a tactical every 4 seconds is absolutely ridiculous. This should be like maybe 8 seconds. And maybe it's like when we had like the old Bloodhound ults where you get your scan, I think it was like every 6 seconds or something when you're in your ult. Like that seems like something more appropriate, but like for Seer, again, Seer is very oppressive because it silences you and it gives wall hacks. So you have to be like very careful when you get hit by it, how you play the game. So like that's my suggestions, but I mean, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm back. I'm gonna post some more content soon, and I appreciate everybody. Peace, peace.